You must be wondering, how did Thrive CRNA, how did Christine get accepted into nurse anesthesia school? And so here in this video, we're going to talk all about that, so definitely keep watching. My name is Christine and welcome to a new video. If it's your first time here and you want to become a CRNA or grow your CRNA career, definitely start now by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss anything. So I'm here to disclose all my secrets, all my knowledge, to definitely give you the upper hand when you're thinking about going into a nurse anesthesia program. You may be thinking, I want to become a nurse anesthetist. I really don't know specifically what steps I need to take. How did you get accepted into a nurse anesthesia program? What are your tips and tricks? And I believe that knowledge is power, and the more you know, I think the more successful you will be when you're thinking about a nurse anesthesia program. So that's why a lot of my videos are just focused just on, becoming a CRNA, nurse anesthesia, CRNA career goals, some career aspirations, some things that, tips and tricks. I'm here to give that all to you so you can really be successful in whatever avenue you want to be, okay? So when I think about this for me, how I got accepted. So I, first graduated my bachelor's degree in nursing. I went right into the ICU. I felt going right into the ICU was a great thing for my resume, and I went to a teaching institution. I went to NYU Langone Medical Center. Not going into a teaching hospital, but I feel like when I went to the teaching institution and I got my ICU experience, I really took well advantage of it. I tried to be as involved on my unit, especially involved in research, as well as involved in my community. So those are some things I recommend that helped me become successful in getting accepted into a nurse anesthesia school. Another thing I can say is that I was initially going for the acute care nurse practitioner degree. So the nice thing, before I even got accepted into a nurse anesthesia program, I already had advanced practice nursing coursework under my belt. So I really knew essay skills. I really knew how to do well on exams. I really knew how to study. I knew a lot of study techniques. I pretty much knew what worked best for me. And that's important for you to know how you are able to study. Are you a visual learner? Are you more of an auditory learner? Are you more of a combination learner? And definitely knowing that and doing well. And when I was in same example, you're a student, you don't have as greater grades when you were in your bachelor's program. And it's been years. So I do recommend, like what I did, was going to school and taking some advanced practice nursing degrees. Maybe take some pathophysiology, anatomy physiology, maybe take some research. I think those things will be helpful, definitely when you're thinking about getting accepted into a program, and doing well in those courseworks looks good too. Another thing I felt that helped me when I got accepted into a nurse anesthesia program, my interview. So I really prepared for my interview. I took it very seriously. So yes, for example, what happens is they'll take, out of, say, for example, 100 students, maybe only 30 students will get accepted for an interview. And out of that 30 students, maybe 10 students will be selected to go into that nurse anesthesia class program, right? So definitely think about that. So, when you go, if you get accepted for an interview, yes, you're almost there, but you want to take that seriously and you want to do well on your interview. So for me, I felt what helped me a lot was really knowing my critical care knowledge, really knowing my critical care foundation, really knowing my pathophysiology, really knowing my pharmacology, really knowing all those different things that goes into ICU nursing, airway management, ventilator management, also ABGs and all types of things. I really took it really seriously. An example of how to do that, a tip and trick for me that helped me, I just I took my certification in critical care, I passed it, and I had that on my belt, but I didn't just ignore it and forget about it. I kept my information fresh in my brain. I would always keep reviewing my information, reviewing my drugs. And so, for example, if you do have a book that you took your certification in critical care and you passed it, that specific book and research material is something you should keep reading and really understanding and really keeping yourself up to date on that information. Because that's the information that they're going to be asking you during your interview. Yes, of course, they're going to want to learn about you and your experiences and how you deal with stressful situations, as well as your dynamics with with group situations and people, but also they want to make sure that you're going to be successful in this program. They don't want you to be accepted and then flunk out. They want to make sure you are successful. And that's a great indicator during your interview is how your information and the knowledge you learned and foundation you gained when you were in the ICU. So definitely keeping that information fresh in your brain. And I have videos on interviewing skills, so definitely check out those videos. And another thing I'd recommend is really taking the application very seriously, making sure your resume is up to date, your essay is really thoughtful, and it follows all of the guidelines. Those things are very important. Simple things like that. You may have a great resume, you may have a great essay, but if you don't follow the simple guidelines, they want to see if you follow direction well. So those are some little things that make sure you follow all of the guidelines that's asked of you when you're doing your application, and make sure your resume is up to date and it really speaks to you as an individual applicant. And another thing, I think it's more of like just a mental thing that helps me become accepted into a nurse anesthesia program, is definitely keeping myself centered around positive affirmations, making sure I had a supportive, community, supportive family, supportive friends, just positive environment, because it's not only just you, thinking about going into this program. You also need that positive feedback. You need that positive energy. And so to believe in yourself and to think that you can do it and say to yourself, I'm smart enough. And yes, there are maybe people around you that may be negative and they may not believe in me, but you say to yourself that you believe in yourself and you believe that you will get accepted. And just surrounding yourself around that energy, and definitely keeping in tune with positive like affirmations, maybe quotes. I definitely have an Instagram account where I try to post like positive like quotes, and just keep your mindset all positive, because it may be stressful, you might have a lot of anxiety, you may not fully believe that you can do it, but you can. You just got to believe in yourself. And that's one of the big things that can hinder some students or some people who are thinking about going into nurse anesthesia. They just don't believe in themselves and they feel like they can't do it. And I'm here to say you can do it. And I think that's one of the things. Maybe put something on your phone, like nurse anesthesia related, and maybe someone who looks like you, maybe a quote, something to keep your mindset focused and positive. Because of course, rejection is definitely difficult for some, but you cannot give up. I give you a pure example. I have a friend. I remember we both were ICU nurses, and she wanted to be a nurse anesthetist, and I kind of knew a little bit about it, but it's not until I shadowed when I really knew that I wanted to become a nurse anesthetist. I mean, she applied to so many programs and she was rejected, and it was one of the most difficult things for her to deal with, because she knew deep down inside that she wanted to be a nurse anesthetist. But let me tell you, my friend never gave up, and she kept applying, doing anything she can with her application, taking over coursework. And let me tell you, she got accepted, graduated nurse anesthesia school, and now she is a nurse anesthetist. So you really have to believe in yourself and be able to accept rejection and then move forward from it. Because you know what, you're not always going to get everything easy in life. You just got to fight for it. And it humbles you, and it really makes you appreciate when you get what you want more than ever. So definitely think about those things that I recommend of how I got accepted. And these are some things that I did to help me get accepted, and the mindset to get myself accepted into a nurse anesthesia program. So if you want to learn more about CRNAs and how to grow your CRNA career, definitely click one of these videos over here, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.